ready to unlock a secret weapon for creating real value.
Ooh, I like where this is going.
We're going on a deep dive into the world of strengths,
Okay.
exploring how focusing on what you're naturally good at
Mm,
can make a real difference in your work and life.
that's right. We're not talking about generic surface level advice here.
Right.
This is about tapping into your unique talents to create value that truly stands out.
We're diving into an excerpt from a book all about value creation,
Okay.
and it challenges a common myth we often hear. You can do anything if you set your mind to it.
Ugh. Yes. I've heard that one before.
Have you ever felt pressured to be good at everything?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a trap so many of us fall into. We try to wear all the hats, master every skill,
Yeah.
and end up spreading ourselves too thin.
Oh, for sure.
The problem is when you try to be good at everything,
Uh-huh.
you risk becoming a master of none. This book argues that the real key is to identify your strengths
Okay.
and pour your energy into those areas where you naturally excel.
Okay, let's unpack that. This idea of focusing on strengths instead of trying to be a jack of all trades.
Yeah,
It's intriguing, but I can already hear some listeners pushing back.
I bet.
Isn't there value in being well-rounded?
Sure.
What about those essential skills we need to develop even if they don't come naturally to us?
You've hit on a crucial point. It's not about ignoring essential skills
Oh.
or neglecting areas where you might need improvement.
Right.
It's about prioritizing.
Okay.
Think of it like a basketball team.
Right.
You want players who excel in different areas. Some are amazing shooters.
Yeah.
Others are defensive powerhouses.
Okay.
And some are strategic playmakers.
Yeah.
They each bring their strengths to the table, and together they form a winning team.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Trying to force everyone to be a master of every skill
Yeah.
would likely result in a very mediocre team.
So it's about recognizing that we can't be everything to everyone, and that's actually okay.
Exactly. This book uses a compelling example to illustrate this point.
Oh, I love a good example.
It's about a Parisian bakery run by a woman named Marie.
Okay, Marie.
She was struggling to compete with larger supermarkets on price
Mm-hmm.
and started compromising on the quality of her bread to cut costs.
Oh, no.
Can you guess what happened?
Sounds like a recipe for disaster, literally. Did she lose customers?
You nailed it. Marie was so focused on trying to beat the competition on their terms,
Yeah.
price,
Yeah.
that she lost sight of what made her bakery special in the first place. Her passion for crafting unique, artisanal bread.
I see. Yeah.
Her strength wasn't in being the cheapest.
Mm.
It was in the quality and artistry of her baking.
I see where this is going. It's like she was trying to play someone else's game instead of her own.
That's a great way to put it. When Marie shifted her focus back to her strengths, to what truly set her apart,
Yeah.
things turned around dramatically.
Okay.
She began offering unique bread varieties,
Right.
experimenting with flavors and textures that the supermarkets couldn't replicate.
She tapped into a market that valued quality and craftsmanship, and she could even charge a premium for her unique creations.
Wow, talk about turning a weakness into a strength. Marie's story is a great illustration of how focusing on what you're naturally good at can actually be more profitable,
Yeah.
but also more fulfilling, right?
Absolutely. The key takeaway here is that your strengths are not just about what you're good at.
Okay,
They're about what feels effortless, what you enjoy, what energizes you.
right.
These are the activities that put you in a state of flow.
You're right. There's a distinct difference between being good at something versus feeling truly in the zone when you're doing it.
Yeah.
This makes me wonder, though, how do we actually pinpoint our strengths? It's easy to say focus on what you're good at,
Right.
but how do we know for sure what those strengths are?
That's a question many people struggle with, and there are actually structured frameworks designed to help with this.
Oh, okay.
Have you heard of the Gallup StrengthsFinder or the VIA Character Strengths Survey? I've heard of StrengthsFinder. I'll admit I haven't delved too deep into it.
All right.
How do these frameworks help us uncover our strengths?
These tools offer a systematic approach to identifying your innate talents and patterns of behavior.
Okay.
They present you with a series of scenarios or statements
Okay.
and ask you to choose responses that resonate most strongly with you.
Uh-huh.
Based on your responses,
Yeah.
you receive a personalized report highlighting your top strengths.
Interesting. So it's not about subjective opinions or vague notions of what we think we might be good at.
No,
It's about data-driven insights based on our natural tendencies and preferences.
exactly.
That makes a lot of sense.
It takes the guesswork out of the equation. By understanding your strengths Through these frameworks,
Yeah.
you can gain a clearer understanding of what activities come most naturally to you,
Mm-hmm.
what tasks you tend to excel in,
Right.
and what roles you might find most fulfilling. It's about aligning your actions with your innate abilities.
Yeah. This is fascinating. We've talked about Marie's Bakery,
Yeah.
but are there examples of this strengths-based approach playing out in larger companies?
Absolutely. In fact, many successful companies strategically leverage their strengths to create value
Mm-hmm.
and differentiate themselves in the market.
Interesting.
Take IKEA, for example.
Okay.
Their strength isn't in creating luxurious handcrafted furniture.
Yeah.
It's in designing cost-efficient functional pieces
I see.
that can be mass-produced and easily assembled by the customer.
So they're playing to their strength of efficient design and production, which perfectly aligns with the needs of a large segment of consumers who prioritize affordability and practicality.
Precisely.
Got it.
It's a brilliant example of aligning strengths with market demand. Think about Patagonia,
Okay.
another company that excels by playing to its strengths.
Hmm.
Their commitment to environmental sustainability resonates deeply with a growing segment of consumers who prioritize ethical and sustainable practices. It's a core value that permeates their entire business,
Wow.
from material sourcing to production processes.
Okay.
And it creates a unique value proposition that sets them apart from competitors who might focus solely on product features or price.
Right. They're not just selling outdoor gear.
Right.
They're selling a commitment to a cause.
Yeah.
And that resonates with their target audience on a deeper level.
And then there's Apple,
Okay, Apple.
a company known for its sleek design and user-friendly interface.
Yeah.
While competitors might focus on packing in as many features as possible,
Yeah.
Apple prioritizes simplicity and intuitive design,
Right.
creating products that are both aesthetically pleasing and easy to use.
So the common thread here is that these companies are succeeding by focusing on what they do best,
Hmm.
on their core strengths,
Yeah.
and aligning their strengths with specific customer needs. They're not trying to be everything to everyone.
Yeah.
They're playing their own game and winning at it.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that you don't need to be good at everything to be successful.
Yeah.
In
Mhm.
fact, trying to be a jack of all trades can actually hinder your success
It's just
by preventing you from fully developing your unique strengths
okay.
and differentiating yourself in a crowded market.
This is so eye-opening. It's like a light bulb just went off. Instead of constantly trying to shore up my weaknesses,
Yeah.
I should be doubling down on what already comes naturally to me.
I'm glad you're making that connection.
Yeah.
And that brings us to a crucial question.
Okay.
How can you, our listener, start applying this strengths-based approach to your own life? How can you uncover those hidden talents and start using them to create real value?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question. It all sounds great in theory,
Right.
but where do we even begin?
Well, the book offers some practical advice for those ready to embark on this journey of self-discovery.
Okay.
The first step is self-reflection. Take some time to really think about what activities make you feel energized, what tasks you find yourself naturally gravitating towards,
Yeah.
and what accomplishments you're most proud of.
It's like taking inventory of your skills and passions.
Yeah,
What truly excites you? Where do you shine without even trying?
exactly. But self-reflection is just the starting point.
Okay.
The next step is to seek feedback from others.
Yeah.
Reach out to people who know you well, friends, family, colleagues,
Right.
and ask them what they see as your strengths.
This is so important. Sometimes we're blind to our own strengths,
I agree.
or we downplay them because they come so naturally to us.
Yeah.
Having an outside perspective can really eliminate those hidden talents we might not even realize we have.
Absolutely. Feedback from trusted sources can provide valuable insights
Right.
and help you see yourself in a new light.
Yeah.
It can also confirm your own observations and give you more confidence in your strengths.
So we've got self-reflection and feedback.
Right.
But are there any other ways to uncover our strengths? What about those moments when we lose track of time, completely absorbed in a task?
You're talking about flow state, right?
Yes.
Those times when you're so engrossed in what you're doing that everything else fades away.
Exactly.
Well, pay close attention to those moments. They're powerful indicators of your strengths. What activities put you in that state of flow? What tasks make you feel like you're in your element? These are often clues to where your true talents lie.
This is starting to feel like a treasure hunt for hidden talents.
I like that.
Once we've identified our strengths, how do we actually translate them into value creation?
That's where the real magic happens.
Oh, okay.
It's about finding the sweet spot where your strengths intersect with the needs of the world.
Hmm. Good.
What problems are you passionate about solving? What unique solutions can you offer using your natural talents?
So it's about connecting those innate abilities to real world challenges. It's about finding that unique niche where you can make a real impact by being authentically you.
You've got it. Think back to Marie's bakery. She combined her passion for baking with her talent for creating unique flavors and textures to meet a demand for high-quality artisanal bread. She carved out her own space in a market dominated by mass-produced options.
Her story is so inspiring. It makes me wonder, though, isn't it challenging to stay focused on our strengths in a world that constantly bombards us with messages about what we should be good at?
It definitely takes effort and intentionality.
Yeah.
The key is to be mindful of those external pressures
Yeah.
and remind yourself that your unique strengths are your superpower.
Okay.
Don't get caught up in comparing yourself to others or trying to fit into a mold that doesn't align with your natural abilities.
So it's about silencing those inner critics and
Yeah.
embracing our individuality.
Yeah.
It's about playing our own game and defining success on our own terms.
Beautifully said. It's about recognizing that true fulfillment comes from leveraging your strengths to create value
Yeah.
in a way that is authentic to you. It's not about chasing someone else's definition of success. It's about defining your own path and walking it with confidence.
This reminds me of a quote I once heard. Comparison is the thief of joy. When we're constantly comparing ourselves to others,
Yeah.
we lose sight of our own unique talents and the value we bring to the table.
That's a powerful reminder.
Mm.
The beauty of focusing on your strengths is that it allows you to tap into your intrinsic motivation,
Okay.
that inner drive that fuels your passion and creativity.
Right.
When you're doing what you love and what comes naturally to you,
Yeah.
work doesn't feel like work.
It's like finding that sweet spot where passion and purpose align.
Exactly.
But how do we stay on track? The world is full of distractions and competing priorities.
Right.
How do we ensure that we're consistently leveraging our strengths and not getting sidetracked by things that drain our energy and don't align with our goals?
That's where discipline and mindful decision-making come in. It's about being intentional with your time and energy. When faced with a new opportunity or task, ask yourself, does this align with my strengths?
Okay.
Will this allow me to utilize my talents and create value in a way that feels authentic to me?
It's like having a filter for opportunities. If it doesn't align with your strengths or contribute to your overall goals,
Right.
you politely decline and stay focused on what truly matters.
Exactly. It's about having the courage to say no to things that don't serve you
Yeah.
so that you can say yes to opportunities that allow you to shine.
This is so empowering. It's about taking control of your own destiny and crafting a life that aligns with your values and talents.
And it's a journey, not a destination.
Right.
Your strengths will continue to evolve as you grow and learn. The key is to stay curious,
Okay.
stay open to new experiences,
Mm.
and continue to hone those skills that make you uniquely you.
I love that. So it's not about finding your strengths once and then sticking to them rigidly. It's about embracing a growth mindset, constantly exploring new ways to leverage your talents and create value in an ever-changing world.
You nailed it.
I feel like I'm taking notes over here. This is amazing.
I'm happy to hear that.
It's about embracing lifelong learning and finding joy in the process of discovering and developing your full potential.
Yeah.
And remember,
Okay.
you don't have to do it alone.
Right.
Seek out mentors,
Mm-hmm.
connect with like-minded individuals,
Yeah.
and build a support system that encourages you to embrace your strengths and pursue your passions.
That makes all the difference.
This has been such an insightful conversation. It's completely shifted my perspective on success and fulfillment.
I'm thrilled to hear that. I hope our listeners are feeling equally inspired to embark on their own strengths-based journey.
As we wrap up our deep dive into the power of strengths, I keep thinking back to Marie and her Parisian bakery.
Oh yeah, Marie.
It's a perfect example of how focusing on what makes you unique can lead to success.
It's a powerful reminder that we don't have to conform to conventional notions of success.
Right.
We don't need to be the cheapest, the
Uh-huh.
fastest, or
Yeah.
the biggest to make a real impact.
Right.
In fact, trying to compete on everyone else's terms can actually lead us further away from our true potential.
It's like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. You might be able to force it in,
Yeah.
but it's never going to be a perfect fit. Embracing our strengths allows us to find those unique spaces where we naturally shine.
I love that analogy. It's about recognizing that each of us has a unique shape, a set of talents and abilities
Mm.
that make us valuable.
Mhm.
The key is to find those spaces, those roles, those projects where our strengths can truly flourish.
So instead of asking ourselves, how can I be better at what everyone else is doing?
Right.
We should be asking,
Yeah,
what can I do that only I can do?
that's a fantastic question to ponder. It challenges us to think beyond conventional metrics of success
Okay.
and to define our own path.
Yeah.
It encourages us to tap into our creativity
Right.
and to find those unique intersections where our strengths meet the needs of the world.
This has been such an insightful conversation.
It has been great.
And I want to leave our listeners with a challenge. Are you ready?
Absolutely. I love a good challenge. What do you have in mind?
I want you to think about one strength you want to focus on developing this week.
Okay, just one.
Just one. And then ask yourself, how can I use this strength to create value in a way that only I can?
It's like finding your superpower and figuring out how to use it to make the world a better place.
I love that analogy. It's
Yeah.
about taking ownership of your unique talents and using them to make a real difference. And remember, this is just the beginning. Stay tuned for more deep dives on how to unlock your full potential and make a real difference.
Until next time, keep those strengths shining.